Did you ever know that you're my hero? And everything I would like to be. I could fly higher than an eagle. For you are the wind beneath my wings. I have appeared to go unnoticed, but I've got it all here in my heart. I want you to know I know the truth. Yes, I do. I would be nothing without you. Did you ever know that you're my hero? And everything I would like to be. I could fly higher than an eagle. You are the wind beneath my wings. Did you ever know that you're my hero? And everything I would like to be. I could fly higher than an eagle. For you are the wind beneath my wings.
So I've asked to be the first person to talk about Laura. Laura was my sister. I'm going to cry. And I was born in 1939. She was born in 1936. She was three. She was the first grandchild of a really big family. And then when I came along, there were just many grandchildren. Thank you. So Laura and she took care of me when I was little. Our mom had rheumatic fever as a 20-year-old, and it sloughed and caused strokes, and she died in 1950. So we had mom for half of our life, but Laura was really, really helpful for all of us. And Laura and I were good friends from the very beginning. We were never competitive. We never said an angry word to each other, ever, in my 79, her 82 years as of today. She was a lot more fun than I was. I love today when you were setting everything up. Everybody was laughing. It was so much fun, and Laura was listening to all that and loving the fun she had with all of you. She told me, she was here 6 years. She told me 5 years ago, she was happier here at Arrowhead Gardens than she'd ever been in her whole life. She loved all of you. You loved her. She had so much fun. And when I moved in 2 years ago, almost every day she would come down the hall. She was on the same floor as I was, and she would fill me in on what she did that day. It was like an hour of this and that. And then she was still going out that night and listen to music or something. She was really fun. When I was 50, my world fell apart, and my sister listened. and she kept me here. So I credit her with saving my life. And I did the best I could to save hers, but the body wore out. So thank you all for coming. I really appreciate all of you so much. I'll pass the mic on.
Hi, everybody. We know Laura was
Is it turned on? Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. Laura was our icon. She was a pioneer here at Arrowhead Gardens, not only here at South Park Senior Center. Laura paved the way for us. Lord, we just love Laura. And Laura didn't mind teaching you. And I think a person that's a great teacher, she don't care if you excel her. There was no competition when Laura taught you something. She went, well, I'm only going to teach you a little bit because I don't want you to know more than me. That was not Laura. Laura gave her all to all of us. We are going to miss Laura. I'm going to miss Laura. Thanks for the hats, though. I'm wearing her hat and her wig. I can't look like Laura, but I can present Laura. Is that okay? And we're going to step in Laura's shoes and make it as great as Laura did here on Arrowhead. Now, we want everyone to speak, but you have 3 minutes. And Ruth, you said we're going to serve at 2:30?
I'm sorry, what?
Ice cream and cake at 2:30?
As soon as everybody spoke.
We're going to play it by ear then, okay? Okay, here, Nancy.
I'm wearing one of her hats too. Laura Ramsey was she was a good friend of mine. You know, I had a wedding here for my grandson. I'm long-winded. I'm gonna try to make it 3 minutes. Okay. And Laura orchestrated all the equipment I needed, microphones, all the stuff you put in the heating elements, everything. She stayed until the wedding and reception was over. She she printed posters for my mother's birthday. She did everything that I asked her to do for me. I had the opportunity to spend the last days with her. She was very sick, and I took care of her legs. And not one time did she complain. She loved everybody. She was real crazy about it. She was. And I love Laura. She was so sweet and warm. She didn't have anything bad to say about anybody. And she said she was a good teacher. I'm going to miss her a lot. A whole lot.
I don't know where to even start to talk about Laura. She was the first person I met here. She was probably my oldest and dearest friend at Arrowhead. And she found me in a very dark place in my life, and she talked about the wind beneath my wings. Laura was the wind beneath my wings. Jewel, I had a younger sister. I lost her quite early. She's only 50, and the bond between sisters never goes away. She's still my little sister, always will be. She was the other mother of my children. Laura filled a big role here. She filled a big role everywhere she went. She never saw the glass as half empty. She never saw the glass as half full. She saw the glass as it could be refilled again. Whatever the problem was, it could be fixed. And she was a fixer. We're going to miss her. It's going to take a lot of feet to fill her shoes. I hope somebody's willing to take on an individual task. We're going to need you, every one of you. She will be dearly, dearly missed. I didn't have anything prepared. I just wanted to say how much I love Laura and how much she meant to me.
Maybe this is the talking side of the room. I hope not. Those of you who don't know me, I'm Stephanie Lieberman. Laura was one of the first people I also met when I moved here about 3.5 years ago. She also roped me into being on the board at South Park Senior Center. And then she called me up in Brooklyn. I was visiting my son, and he is here today as well, asking me to be president of the board. And I said, "You've got to be kidding." And she said, "No, I think you'd be good." I said, "Okay, fine." So I have that to thank Laura for. This is my grand dog. Some of you may recognize it. I'm wearing it because my son asked me to. Laura was very fond of the book that he wrote called Max and Charlie, which is the hat that I'm wearing in honor of Laura. She was so supportive. She threw him a tea. We had a great time. And she loved Max, my god dog. So anyway, I'm going to miss her. We're all going to miss her. She really was a fixture. That smile, the warmth, singing Sisters, that was one of my favorites. And so I thank you, Laura, wherever you are.
She would love the way we work the room. Hi, I had the opportunity to work with Laura several times on different events, and she was the most caring person. She never had a bad word to say about what was going on. She was always into decorating, and she could really decorate. She knew her business on that score. I was so pleased to have spent that time with her, and I will remember her forever. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Cheryl, and I met Laura early on when I moved here about 4 years ago. And she was just everywhere doing everything, and she would drag you along with her. You know, "Oh, could you just help me do this for just a minute?" Did anyone ever hear that? Just a minute would be 5 hours later. But I've been telling the people in my building, whether they knew her or not, that there's not one hole that Laura is leaving us. There's 5 holes. And we have to somehow try to fill some of those holes for her. She would want that. Now, 2 little stories, little ones. Again, when I moved here, she said, "Oh, you know, I have a friend, he's a man, and he's on the board at South Park. And I'd like you to meet him." I said, "Oh, God, Laura, no, thank you." But Laura gets what Laura wants. And Laura finagled in, and she introduced me to Richard. Would you stand up a minute, Richard? She said, "Oh, you two will really like each other. He's very intelligent. You'll like that." A year later, she said, "You know, I thought you two would like each other, but not this much." One more short little one. Early on, Laura and I decided to exchange keys. And so I gave her my key. But Laura attached the key to this little thing. This was Laura laughing all the time. Good idea. Can you hear it? I will always have this. This is Laura. Thank you.
I'm Judy Carr. I look around my apartment and I see the thank you gifts that Laura gave to me for doing different things with her. The thank you notes and all the different things that are Laura in my apartment. And as she said, Laura leaves a huge vacuum. No one of us can take her place. It's going to take a very large committee to do the things that Lord started. And she was the energy behind half of the things that went on here. We've got some big shoes to fill, guys. So step forward. We need you all to take her place.
Oh, hello. My name is Jamila, and I just wanted to say I'm really gonna miss her. And I'm trying my best not to cry. She was the first person to come to me with a positive attitude. And I had been asking to help do some things, and people had been saying no, no, no. But she said yes. She also got to know my granddaughters, my grandson, my great-grandson. She went with me to 3 different groups that I worked with. One was at the mosque, and she went to the mosque with me. One was in Columbia City. She went there with me. And the interfaith group I worked with, she went there with me. So she went with me to these places, participated. And when I gave them the information that she was no longer here, boy, was that hard. She had touched so many lives there. She didn't just touch hearts here. She touched hearts in other places. And it, trust me, it was very difficult. My granddaughters wanted to be here today because they just fell in love with her. And they had a hard time also accepting that. Plus, we had just went to Illinois at the time that happened. My daughter had a heart attack, so I wasn't here with us. And we were just going to see her when we got the news that she had left. But one of the things my granddaughter wanted me to say is that, say, Grandma, tell them she's in your heart. And she's going to remain in your heart from this day on. And I said, she'll be in your heart. So don't be sad. Don't cry. Celebrate her life. And celebrate that she was your hero. And she's still your hero. I mean, she fought battles with you. There were a lot of times I had problems with management and other people with very radical racist remarks and different things like that. But Laura, she didn't have that in her heart, and she knew. And she's one of the ones that kept me grounded here. I got some good friends. They can tell you on my floor in Building G. And she, along with them, keep me rooted. I'm sorry. And I know we're not supposed to talk long, so I'm going to give this mic up and say, Laura, I love you.
Hi, my name's Kathy, and there's a few things that stand out to me about Laura. First and foremost was her never-ending smile, her never-ending positive attitude about everything. There could be a function that went on here or a trip that didn't turn out quite as planned. You never heard a negative word out of her mouth. It was the best thing that ever happened, and it was the best function we ever put on, and everybody loved it. And it just makes me smile to think of her because of that positive attitude and that positive energy that she just exuded whenever she was around people, you know. Another thing that stands out to me is in all of our cookhouse crew meetings, we would be trying to pull it together, what we'd be serving and what the decorations were going to be, et cetera, et cetera. And Laura would give us little ideas, and some of them we would reject, but most of them we wouldn't, because we knew that she knew what she was doing. And she, sometimes I'd go home and I'd think, how is she going to pull it all together? This is just, but she always did. And every event that we ever put on, from all the decorations that she put together and all the words of compliments that she gave everybody, and everything just fell together, you know, and it was always beautiful. I mean, we'd walk in and the tables would be perfect, and she just was amazing at everything she did, and I'm going to miss her a lot too. The third thing I'd like to say is Drumline. I joined Drumline probably a couple years after she was in it, and I wasn't in it that long with her, but every time we would have practice or have a performance, Laura was right there beating on her little drum, just having a blast, smiling and just, bouncing around in her chair and stuff. And those are some of the sweet memories that I have of Laura. And talk about energy. I just hope I have that much wherewithal and that much energy when I'm that age. But she will definitely be missed, and I will miss her greatly. Thank you.
Okay, I used to be 5'9" until I met Laura. True. Oh, I'm sorry. I was 5'9". Look at me. But the one of the funniest things that Laura did is she would, every once in a while she'd be going out to move this. I can't talk then. But anyway, she would come down if she was going out somewhere special, and she'd say, tuck my shirt tail in, and she put her sweater or coat on, and she'd say, will you tuck it in? And one day she came down and she says, would you tuck my coat back in? And I said, sure, I'm tucking away. And I said, where are you going? Because she was all dressed up. Beautiful. And she says, I'm going to apply for a job. This was 2 years ago. And I said, how can you do another job? She had South Park that she was busy with, here and everywhere else. And she said, well, I just need something more to do. So anyway, she went. I got a phone call later, and she says, I got the job. And it was for Sound Generations, I think it was. Yeah. And she worked with that. But that's all she needed was one more thing to do.
You did that, not me. Anyway, my name's Pat, and I just wanted to say thank you to the family for this beautiful lady. I had been notified that she had a lot of stuff. And with the help of a very dear friend, we spent, kind of 2 days trying to pack it up. My church has a sale every March, and all the money benefits the kids in the church and also some in the neighborhood that can't afford to go to summer camps and things. So it's totally, every dime goes to the kids. And they were so grateful to let me take the things that the family didn't want or people around here. I said, let the people around here first make the choice. And when they got done, we packed. It's all in both our homes right now. But next week I'll be able to take it over, and I'm so grateful. And I just want to say
my name is Jacqueline. For me, Laura was a great inspiration. She invited me to join the board of directors down at South Park Senior Center last year. So that I got a chance to know her a lot better. But this is kind of a funny story. We were going to a workshop, and it was at Finney Ridge. So I drove, and Laura was going to meet me there on the bus. So when we got there, unfortunately, where the workshop was going to be held was down 2 steep flights of stairs and across the parking lot. So Laura, couldn't get to it. So she turns to me and says, okay, kiddo, take good notes. She wheels around in her wheelchair, looks at her watch and said, I think I have time to make that meeting in Bellevue. So for me, if I have any inclination to whine about anything, I think about Laura and say, get over it.
Hi, Carolyn, and I have a slightly different slant on how I got to know Laura. I didn't like her at first. What happened was I was new to Arrowhead, and I was on a trip down to some fair with Georgianne at Puyallup, which I never can say right. But anyway, Georgianne and I were getting acquainted, having a lovely time chatting on the van, and I thought we'd chat some more on the way home. But Laura decided she wanted to chat with us, and she sat right between us. And she showed us all the hats that she bought at the fair, and she just kept talking and talking and talking. So I didn't much care for her. But then I got to know her, and to know her, as everyone here is saying, is to love her. And when I think it was her first serious illness, I think it was pancreatitis, she was over at Mount St. Vincent, and I wanted to go visit her, because by then I had gotten to love her and appreciate what an intelligent, terrific person she was. So instead of just taking flowers or perfume or something to the hospital, I called her up and I said, I want to bring you something. What would you like? She's in there for pancreatitis. She gave me a specific order for the vanilla latte that she wanted from Starbucks. So I took her that, and we had a lovely chat for about 2 hours. She's a talker, I'm a talker, so we had a great time. And the last thing that I want to say is that she got me into a wonderful habit. She couldn't go to the theater, so she gave me her ticket for Anything Goes. And I'm getting chills. So I went to that. I fell in love with going to the Fifth